Welcome everyone. This is my slideshow on ACL rehabilitation in athletes. My name is Scott Neal and I hope you enjoy. ACL injuries are among the most debilitating for athletes, impacting physical performance and mental health. They often occur in sports such as soccer and basketball due to the sudden stops, pivoting or jumping. Rehabilitation aims to restore physical function and confidence for return to the sport while preventing re-injury. Female athletes are 2 to 8 times more likely to suffer from an ACL injury due to anatomical and hormonal differences. Taking a look at quantitative insights. So quantitative research helps us answer questions such as, is the athlete's knee stable enough to return to play? But it doesn't address whether the athlete feels confident enough to compete. Neuromuscular training programs improve knee stability and reduce re-injury rates. Isokinetic strength tests show recovery benchmarks for the quadriceps and the hamstrings. Quantitative studies set benchmarks but don't address subjective readiness for the psychological barriers an athlete may be feeling. Qualitative insights. Qualitative research adds depth by exploring the athlete's journey. So, emotional barriers. Many athletes struggle with fear of re-injury or losing their spot they once had on a team. Self-efficacy, a high sense of control over rehab can improve the outcomes, and social support, in my opinion, encouragement from teammates, family, and coaches boost motivation. For me, this is the most important one. Going through my previous experience of injuries, it can be a lonely time because you were once involved in every team activity and sometimes you can just be pushed off to the side and it can be a lonely time for athletes. So having a strong social support is really important. While physical recovery is critical, qualitative studies remind us that without confidence, even a fully healed ACL may not lead to successful return to the sport. Methodology comparison. Quantitative strengths. Objective and replicable data. Allows comparisons across large athlete populations and is useful for tracking recovery trends. Qualitative strengths. It captures the mental and emotional struggles an athlete may face and provides the context to the numbers. Why an athlete may underperform despite having good physical metrics. Continued. Limitations. Quantitative doesn't explain individual variability, and qualitative is hard to generalize findings due to the small sample size. Quantitative tells us what is happening in rehab, while qualitative tells us why something is happening. Justification. Mixed methods combine the best of both worlds, in my opinion. Coaches and psychologists can use this dual approach to develop a recovery plan that addresses both the body and the mind. In ACL rehab, we can't afford to rely just on the numbers or just narratives. Mixed methods ensures no stone is left unturned, meaning whenever that athlete is going back into play, they're confident, they're not going to be hesitant, and the chances of re-injury is going to be lower. Practical applications for athletes. Physical techniques. Progressive neuromuscular training tailored to sport-specific movements. Regular testing to ensure balanced muscle strength. Taking a look at the psychological techniques. Visualization exercises build confidence in the movement. Setting realistic milestones to maintain motivation during long recovery periods. And coping strategies for setbacks such as mindfulness, reframing, negative thoughts. We can also add in there some deep breathing to relax before going back into the field of play. Mental skills like visualization not only reduce fear, but also activate the same neural pathways used in the physical movement, accelerating recovery. Taking a look at the applications for the coaches. Coaches play a critical role in an athlete during their rehabilitation. So, an approach could be educate, understand the phases of ACL so we can set realistic expectations. Good communication, foster an open dialogue about the athlete's fears and goals so everybody can be on the same page. Motivational strategies, use positive reinforcement and team inclusion to keep the athlete engaged. Like I said, during an injury it can be a lonely time for an athlete, so keeping the athlete engaged and included in the practices, even if that is not in the same way that they used to be, as long as it's a small part, they still feel a part of the team, and that's the most important. A coach might involve the recovering athlete in a team activity to reduce the feeling of isolation. Like I said, this could be even the team talk, for an example. Instead of the athlete being aside and just doing his exercises, at the start of the session, the athlete is in with the other athletes who are training, involved in the team talk, involved in the plan for the preparation for the next game, and then the athlete goes and does his rehabilitation exercises. So, bringing this all together, integrating physical rehabilitation with mental strategies promotes a comprehensive approach to recovery. By integrating research and practice, we can not only help athletes recover, but we also empower them to return stronger, both physically and mentally, and hopefully whenever they're on the field, they feel just as good, if not better and stronger than before. Here's a list of the references I used. I hope you enjoyed this slideshow. Goodbye and thank you for listening.